Have you ever looked up at a tall wall and thought, "No way, how do I get over that?" Walls are barriers designed to keep people out or in, often built high and strong, so that getting over them seems impossible. In today's story from the Bible, the Israelites were looking at one such wall, the mighty walls of Jericho. They had followed God for 40 years after He freed them from slavery in Egypt, and now they were about to enter His promised land. But between them and the promise was Jericho, a fortified city with high walls and towers, protected by kings and soldiers. When the Israelites saw the city, they wanted to attack. But God told Joshua, their leader, "Don't attack the city. Instead, I will give you a sign. March around the city once a day for 6 days. On the 7th day, march around it 7 times. Then blow your trumpets and shout, and I will give you the city. You are to divide the plunder, including the gold and silver, among my people. But you must not take any gold or silver for yourselves." Now, this didn't sound like a battle plan. It sounded more like a strange joke. How could marching around a city, even 7 times, bring it down? Was God perhaps trying to test their faith? Whatever the reason, they were to follow His instructions exactly. If not, they would be disqualified from receiving their reward. They marched around the city, day after day. The people of Israel walked past the same gate. Every day, they heard the same scoffs of the soldiers in the towers. "What are you doing?" they would ask. "Why are you marching around?" They waited for the Israelites to get tired of their silly task and go away. But day after day, the strangers kept coming back. On the 7th day, the Israelites did as God had commanded. They marched around the city 7 times. Then Joshua gave the order. They blew their trumpets and shouted, "For the Lord, for Joshua, for the people of Israel." And as they shouted, the mighty walls of Jericho collapsed. The Israelites rushed into the city and claimed it for themselves. Not one of them had lifted up a sword or shield. They took the plunder and divided it among the people. But as God had commanded, they did not take any gold or silver for themselves. God had brought down the walls of Jericho, not with thunder or lightning, but in a way that showed His power over even the mightiest fortress. Sometimes God works like that. He achieves great things in ways we wouldn't expect, like when the Red Sea parted before the Israelites, or when David defeated Goliath with only a sling and a stone. This story teaches us to put our faith in God's promises and to trust Him even when His ways seem strange. It also reminds us that no matter how big the challenge, how high the walls may seem, nothing is impossible for God. You see, the people of Jericho had built those walls to keep people out. But God used those very walls to teach the Israelites a lesson. He showed them that, if they trusted Him and followed His ways, He would help them overcome any obstacle. Are there walls in your life? Maybe problems that seem too big or situations that look hopeless. Remember the walls of Jericho. With God, no wall is too high, no challenge is too great. We may not always understand God's plan, but if we trust Him and obey Him, He will give us the strength we need to come through the other side. And that's all for today. See you next time.